Combing his hair. He's going to be pretty. And Carla's right behind the camera. There she is. Carla, say hi. You promise you're not going to whine today? And then Fuzzy jumps up.
Still going to whine, but less.
Okay. Okay, we're late. Sorry, but oh, here's your microphone. We didn't end up leaving work until Tipo Hall Sieve, so 6:21, I think, when we left work, so it was kind of late. Okay, anyway, but we got pictures today. You guys say hi because you guys have been waiting. Albert is here. He's got whiskey and snacks, so he's probably pretty well underway. He's good waiting. Garcia's here in Holland, freezing in Holland. It's only 9 degrees. Scratch my couch and you die.
It's not my fault. We have to take off the couch condom every time we have YouTube.
We only have to have a couch condom because of this. Say hi, Carla. Oh yes, and this. This is why we have to wrap the couch every time. Okay, here, you get this.
Carla.
Okay. Yes, Garcia's freezing in Holland. It's 9 degrees. Susan Youngman is in Adirondacks. Susan Rondex, I'm going to call her from now on. And Nikki's here from Kiwi Land in New Zealand. Albert says he also bought a 40K terrain piece that will be used for a diorama I'm going to do for my nights when I have space for it. What do you think of this, Carl? My Warhammer geek.
Yeah, no.
That's
some of the dioramas are really cool, but terrain is meant to be fought over.
So are you trying to say that you'll have a battle with him, and if you win, you get to keep it?
No.
Because you're fighting over the terrain.
I said no such thing.
I tried. Okay. Torben also is here. He's also been working on his stuff. He's been painting figures. He got a lot of new ones. And he's been painting his kids' fingernails too, because apparently I don't know, I think he just carried on with the brush, but it was really cute. Albert says, no, not that piece, but oh no, let's see. Is it part of your stash busting too? Says Nikki about Albert's. My stash busting won't go very far because I will be spinning my stash and making more yarn. I actually did get started on stash busting, but I still haven't taken a proper picture. I haven't had time to sit and do. Well, actually I did. We had 2 days off, but we spent it unloading 3 pallets of wood in the house. It's over there in that corner. It's in the hallway. It's wrapped around. I think I have pictures we can show if YouTube doesn't think I've used too many pictures for the live. But I have this one, which is, I have a skein wrapper. Hang on a minute. It's my mom's leftover stash. This one I think I've had for a couple of years now. It's knitting yarn, pure Greenlandic wool, 100 grams. So we'll show that in reverse. It's a skein of that, but it's basically white 2-ply yarn, hand spun, and itchy. So I'm using my equally itchy but single ply blue yarn from, I think this is Marks and Kits. And I did a Fåberg. So notice the color is white or off-white. So color of the month is there. And then I'm throwing in pieces of the blue here and there. But it looks like I might have to make one in reverse. So I'm thinking maybe I'll make a Mommen hat, which is kind of like the opposite of Fåberg. Blue with little white pieces in it. I don't know. I'm using stash.
Do you even have sheep on Greenland?
Yeah, they do. Lots of them.
Okay, that's good, because the alternative than the Greenlandic wool would have to be the shed pubes of the locals.
And then I had these little teeny tiny skeins. This is the only one left. They're little leftover pieces that I found in your mom's stash. So we got a pouch here that just needs to have a string running through it, made with all the little pieces, but not, I mean, it would be a little too tall if I used that on it. So this is going to have to be a little piece and a feature in something. Maybe that one actually, it's a slightly thinner. Then I think I need to use this stash because I have a hat started just to see how it would look in Oslo, and need to finish that. This is the last of that yarn that I found at secondhand store, and it was really nice. Carl ended up getting 2 hats out of it. I would love to buy this, but I don't know where it's from. Some 2-ply. It's probably like 50 years old. I don't know. So, and then I think I got to finish this pouch, which is done with some of the carnival yarn, I think. I have to find the ball for it. This is why I don't have a picture. And then maybe I need to finish this pouch, which is back when we were doing Dalarna. And that's also this yarn. So I've got little bits I need to use up and work on. But I haven't taken a consolidated picture of my stash busting, but I'm kind of hoping to add a little more to it. I also have this project that I was working on, but this is kind of scary to commit to because it's so thin. But I had started doubling it up and making a hat in Oslo, which is very holy. But I should finish that as well. It's a little bit on the cone side, but this is that mohair alpaca yarn, I think. So I've got some little pieces I need to finish. So that's kind of my working plan for stash busting, but I've got some more of those, and I'll eventually get a goal for the amount that I need to finish and see if I can do it, because it's nice going through my stash, but the whole point is to bet against myself. So if you haven't done the stash busting before, what it is basically going through your stash. So if you're a Warhammer person, pick out how many orcs do you think you're going to have painted by the end of the year.
He kicked the microphone off me, and then it made this snapping sound.
He went,
and that freaked him out
we saw it.
spectacularly.
It was funny. So Carl is going to bet that he actually gets 1 Warhammer figure done because he's not an all-binder. But if you have yarn, quilting, whatever you want to do. So you pick out a certain amount of your stash. Obviously, if I were to use my whole stash, this doesn't even begin to cover it. I've got buckets and buckets and buckets of yarn.
Stop.
There's no way I could do that by the end of the year. So
if you scratch the couch,
you pick out amount of your stash. You can weigh it if you want to and say, okay, I'm going to be betting 500 grams. I can use up these 500 grams by the end of the year. And you got to use it all. So every little bit that you bet, you got to use it up. So, and then you weigh in the end and see how you did. Either you won or you lost by a little bit. I think I lost by 80 grams last year and about 110 grams the year before that. So, but I have actually won in the past. So
stop it.
Let go of my couch. Let go of the couch. She's like a rat. Oh yes, and it's cold enough to be using Mom's shawls again. Yay. So I'm using shawls. Okay, I have to keep saying hi. Let's see. Gone by the time I would need it. It was sold on Norwegian eBay. I was wondering what that might be. Oh, back up further, the terrain thing. He said, no, that piece, but I will be starting soon on them. The terrain is a piece, a thing that I will have been looking for a while now. And it went down in price, so I bought it because if I didn't do it now, it would have, yeah, that's what he was meaning, but it would have been gone by the time he would need it. Nope, I'm looking for Black Friday, do an online purchase, maybe a Cyber Monday to get a second toilet. One of these that uses the wood pellets. They're not that cheap, but they're not that expensive either, but expensive enough that I'm going to wait until Cyber Monday. Oh, she's very happy over there. Look at her go. She likes me more than him. I think it's because I'm a female. Yarn chicken or add more working yarn for the heel, said Ink Journey. Yeah, yarn chicken, yeah. You could definitely do, well, it's basically yarn chicken, only you're kind of intentionally using up. So, but this was a nice, one of the reasons I did this was to show how you could use just a little bit. As long as it's the same thickness, you could just throw a little bit of it there and there and there, and you can't really even tell that this is single ply and this is 2-ply. They're both equally itchy, but it's a way of using a little bit of color in a bigger project so that you can use everything, which is probably what I'm going to have to do with this little thing. It'll be one random stripe. Okay. PJ says, I finally got my book back from the editor. I now have about 25 days to go through her notes, suggestions, and then I can publish this at the end of the month. Yay! Good job. That ought to keep you busy before Christmas, so you're going to be stash busting a book, maybe? Only thing, Albert says, the only thing I'm looking for at Black Friday is PlayStation 5 so I can play Battlefield 6. Aha. No, I don't want to go to the stores for Black Friday. Usually in Vestby is where I've been living for the past 20 years normally, and that is like Black Friday capital of Norway because it has the outlet stores and they just, I mean, the whole thing. Usually you leave Vestby if you live there for that weekend. But now that we're over here in Gudvangen, I think it's going to be mail order. So I guess it's a Cyber Monday, but I don't know. Norway just does sales all of November. Hillesvåg is having a Black Friday sale. I think that ends tomorrow, but it was for the suppliers so that they could offer a discount on their wool that we sell. No, we're not having a Black Friday discount, but we did because we just don't have enough. But also, Black Friday didn't exist in the Viking Age, did it, Carl? No, anyway, but we did take advantage of the opportunity to get in some more embroidery wool and stuff. So I guess I did that for work. Max says, so I saw the pattern on YouTube, and it's a prayer cap in tapestry crochet. The video was in Indonesian, and I had to watch the video by visual learning. Tapestry crochet is really quite cool. You can actually apply some of the tapestry crochet technique to Nalbinding. Basically, when you're stitching, you're carrying the other color behind your work the whole time around. So when we did Vig, the stitch or simple looping around a core, that is pretty much what tapestry crochet is. So you could apply a tapestry crochet pattern to simple looping around a core. That would work. Little fun thing there. It's also a nice little technique to, well, change your color. If you're going to work with white yarn, no chocolate or coffee, because if you're spit splicing, it's going to show. So actually, I have really long, like 50 butterfly wraps, insane amount of yarn, because I'm only changing color, or I'm only changing the yarn where the color changes. Otherwise, it's a really long. Because I will have to do a lazy join, which you can kind of do in the tapestry crochet sort of way by carrying the color behind, or you have to spit splice and it will almost always show on white. So get out the anti-back. Redisby says, unless I need more yarn to finish a project, I have already started. I hear that Karin has calmed down at Carla has I hear that Carla has calmed down at last, by the way, and I read this as I hear Karin has calmed down at last. No, that ain't gonna happen.
Not yet.
Oh, and then I still have to add the Spider-Man yarn for Cecilia's hat, too, that I have to make. So I've got to check that one out. Oh, and Moro's back. Yay. Okay, so you're just in time to test Carl's knowledge on helmets. We were going to start doing armors. Looking at the armory, maybe plate mail, but there were so many pictures that helmets is, I don't know, just by picking out the helmets, there's still a lot. So let's see, we're going to play with the green screen thing again. I bet I have to take that picture off behind the wall behind me and see how this goes. Ah, no, it's working just fine. Okay, some ghostly cats and Karin. All right, Carl, let's start with the one on the cover. This one. Okay, these are obviously not Viking, by the way. I'm going to have to move this behind me. And I'll put the screen in front so Carl can see it bigger on the computer. Okay, Carl, tell us about this helmet. I have a couple of pictures of it, I think.
It belonged to Henry VIII. It was a gift from the Holy Roman Emperor at the time. Don't remember his name off the top of my head.
No?
But it has glasses, which was a pretty new invention at the time. so it makes him look intellectual.
Yeah, I thought that was fun.
Then he has this cool, goofy smile, and these are not horns; these are straight up antlers on top of his head.
It's in the book here too, so I can see if we can get a shot of it. And oops, there we go. It's like too much, Karin. How do we take away the green screen? I forgot. Gotta go back. Okay, there we go. And if I flip it, we have this. If my turn, there's a cat here being annoying because I put a book down so it wants to go on. Okay, fine, we'll do it this way. So we have the Leeds book with us, the souvenir guide, and there it is, right on the cover there. So is that what glasses were like in those days?
Yeah.
There might be, is there another picture on you in this book of it? But look at it almost looks, you can see the work in here anyway. He's got little eyelashes and everything. Might even have zits.
It's a fantastic piece of work.
This looks like beard fuzz, these little dots.
Yep.
It's 5 o'clock shadow
exactly
on there and everything.
What it's supposed to look like.
But it also has like a hinge up here.
Yeah, you can flip the visor off.
Oh. Okay.
But why would you want to when it's this cool?
No. Was there another picture of it in here?
Almost certainly.
Okay. I noticed there are some... Okay. Let's see if I can find one real quick, because actually those pictures are better than mine. Let's see.
It's like their favorite thing. It would probably be in that area, because that was...
Well, it's on the outside of the museum. What area did you say?
You just scrolled past the rest of his armor, so I would assume the picture would be in
well,
that area.
Find it. I only have one hand. You just have a cat. Hi, Carla. Let's see. There she is. Max says, wow, that looks kind of creepy, not the cat. And cool at the same time. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, PJ lost us. I'm not sure how. Regisby says, it looks like the stubble. Yeah, it, like those Marnars, where the beard would be. Yeah. And says, not sure if I'd be scared or laugh my ass off if I saw that helmet with the glasses and the horns. I think I would too. Oh, there you got it. Okay. There you can see the horns even more. And the shadow of my gimbal here, unfortunately. Let's see. There. This was in 1514, presented to Henry VIII in 1514. And this is the rest of his armor? No, this is a different one, but I didn't take a picture of this one.
No, the armor underneath is not his.
No. What about the helmet here, though?
That's a fairly typical late medieval...
yeah.
Probably war helmet in this case, not a tournament helmet.
It says foot combat armor.
Because he is holding Warhammer type thing, not a tournament weapon.
Okay, we're going to jump all over the place because this one I also took a picture of. I'll see if I can find it. And then I will hand that to you, Carl. And then see if I can turn that green screen back on and get my gimbal to go back onto me again. Let's see, is the gimbal... Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Let's see... There, nope, it's on Carl. Okay. There, I can set it down now and flip through. I look creepy with this green screen background and a big sore on my head. Okay, we need the horse photo. There's a lot of photos, by the way. And the cat is rubbing the gimbal, but that's not Carla. Get down. Yeah, here he is. This guy here is the one I think we saw in there. Is that the same picture? Same? Yeah, it's the same guy and the same horse. So this is my picture, but I don't know if the one in the book was better. But well, okay, what about this big flipping nose piece in the middle?
Well, it's to protect his face, obviously.
Yeah.
This helmet design is Eastern, but I don't know how far Eastern.
Well, it would say in that picture that you just read, didn't it?
Not the same armor. The picture we were looking at was a Mogul
armor.
This,
I thought I grabbed the same one. There's two of them on there.
I don't think is a Mogul armor.
Sorry, cat.
But move a little bit down. I want to see his weapons. That would be a better hint for me than his...
I didn't take the picture of the helmet.
No, but I can
I
see
zoomed in.
the quiver for his arrows,
Yeah.
which puts him on the eastern steps somewhere.
Actually, this might be the one. No, this isn't the one that's on the elephant. And Carla is back. I like that one.
Yeah, it's possibly Mogul.
Irevin 9, if I said that right. Hangin Ulke Brasi. I don't know if I totally butchered that, but hello. That's a new one. Okay.
The horse armor looks kind of Mogul.
Yeah,
So
I might have another picture of the horse.
It might be a Mogul armor.
Let's see.
Carla,
Cat on the couch again.
Don't do it. I know you want to. Don't.
Not all the pictures went straight into the... Oop. Let's see, I might have changed a picture into something else here. It looks like I might be missing some of the pictures, but okay. Anyhow, all right, let's just go with ones I have right on the front. We're all over the place when it comes to... oh, yeah, I have all the gladiator pictures at the end. Okay, so we can do the gladiator. This thing. This helmet here, my kid would absolutely love it because it's GGAD 1899. Hi and happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. This is what we do. We go on YouTube and we hang out with our needle binding and our weapons. It's supposed to be a bit Viking because Carl's a big Viking fanatic and he's a guide in the Viking village. But he's also into history, so we're still going through photos from when I took him to Leeds for his 50th birthday. Anyway, and so now we're testing his knowledge to see how much he knows about all this stuff that we saw. So this one, it looks like has if a moose and an octopus had a baby, that's the thing on the top of the helmet. Why? This is obviously Roman. This is from the gladiator display.
It's a gladiator helmet of some sort, but...
And we're doing the YouTube green screen thing, so it's just like... I like that motive too. I kind of want to embroider it. Could I make that Viking if I put that on like a shield?
In the same way that
it's a little Medusa-ish too, actually. Yeah. But anyway, so this thing on the front of his helmet, it spans out over his nose or at the bottom of his chin. But it wings out like that, and I noticed a lot of the gladiator helmets had like little wings that popped out like that. Not wing, but it...
I'm honestly not sure, but the gladiator helmets are not meant to be optimized for being the best possible helmets. They're meant to kind of balance the game. So...
Hail Hydra! Hail Hydra, says Roger. I agree with that one. Okay, try the next one. Feels like something from Minoa. Minoans had a lot of sea-themed motifs. Could be, anyway, but I liked that one because it was
well, no, it's
different.
Actually a gladiator helmet. But
we did this one.
The Romans took inspiration from history when they made their gladiator helmets, so that might be the original inspiration.
Okay. Now, again, we're jumping all over the place. This next one is not... this is up on the 4th floor, I think, with the... This is with the Asian stuff, but look at all the decoration at the top of that helmet.
Yes, and one hit and it's gone.
Yeah, but I don't think he was meant to be hit. I think he was meant to sit in the back of the horse and monitor everything and say, you go there.
If he's sitting behind the horse, he's doing something else.
I mean, sitting on the horse behind the army, though. But look at all that, looking decorative. Because, no, it doesn't look like it would be extremely functional, but look how the detail on that thing, if you're able to zoom in, it's like dragons. In scale work, and it looks like it has a garnet in the middle front, or is that that other stone Corleone? I can never say that one right. Asian dragons, yeah, maybe, because this is up on the Asian floor, so it could be anywhere from India to China to it's up on there. Yeah, I think maybe this one. Anyway, we have some more of it, but that one it's clearly Asian by all the dragons and things on it, but it looks so cool. Anyway, so, okay, let's get another one up here. I think we're going, oh, this guy. I do, there is a profile of him as well. I'll have to see if I can find that.
Oh, yeah, that one is cool.
This one is cool. So, okay, for one, it's got a mustache. It's a full face covered one. And the nose may look something simple there. Let's see, I'm trying to zoom in here. If I can find the right picture. This one might be actually in that book as well, featured. But do you remember whose this was? This is up with the plate mail.
No, I don't remember exactly, but I don't know if I know that. But the impressive bit is that the whole visor, the mustache included, is made out of one sheet of metal.
But look at the schnoz on that thing. See? It's not a pretty nose. I don't know exactly why. Like pre-breaking it or... But that's the side view. Love the mustache. Yeah, no, he's definitely got the almost a handlebar mustache kind of thing going. But he also has a very troll-looking nose.
Kalla, stop it.
Ceremonial helmet for celebrities after the victory. Yeah, that could be. It could be a ceremonial helmet. That other one with all the dragons.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a ceremonial thing. Brute is here. Ah, fuck, I've gone and sewn the armpit gusset on the inside out. Typical. Shame on you. You should be paying attention instead of listening to us on YouTube. No. Roger says, you found Salvador Dali's mustache. Oh, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I don't know if that one was in the book, but I remember you were pointing this one out the first time we went to the museum.
No, what's very impressive with it is that the mustache is part of the same plate as the basically the nose and everything else. The whole visor is made out of one plate of metal.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
No,
Let's see, we'll get to the full
on
view.
The plaque next to it.
Yeah, there's the hole again if you wanted to see it.
I believe it is German, but I don't remember for sure.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
I would say this one is almost certainly meant for use, but I don't know if it's tournament or actual battle. Because the eye slits have this, you have this elevation around the eye slits to avoid that lances and arrows kind of gets led into the eyes.
Yeah. So GGAD1899 says, garb projects never happen for me without one thing sewn in backwards. This actually sounds familiar. So today I was putting together a stupid shelf, which is slightly more difficult than IKEA because it came from a competitor. And I managed to put in 2 shelves the wrong way, backwards. So then I fix those, and then I go to put the back brace on the thing and realize that I've actually only turned the side panel. One is facing the right way, one is facing the wrong way, so now I have to take them all out again and turn the damn thing around. And I have 3 of these shelves to build, so today I think it's just going to be one. No, I actually agree with Radisby. It's so ugly, I love it. But anyway, this helmet. But yeah, no, I have to agree. The helmet is so ugly, I love it. But that nose, the schnoz, I think that is great and very something worth celebrating. Okay, oh, this one we'll get back to, that turban. This thing.
If somebody wearing that runs enthusiastically up to you and tries to kill you, I think that is more disturbing than somebody just...
Sorry, cat's running in the background, but they can't see it. Okay, so this actually does have little wings sticking out the top of his head, and it looks like he's got little alien horns, but these little spiral horns are not actually horns.
I think they're meant to hold feathers.
They're meant to hold feathers, yeah, I agree with you there. There's some other helmets that we'll see that have some feather pieces in it. But there was like a whole section on things that were meant to be mounted on the top of a spike of a helmet. And from a different part, and some of it would be like you could have the holy chicken on the top of your head, or what was the whole thing about that? There's that helmet right there. Sorry, this one here. It's bronze armor. So do you want to tell us this one? What does it say? So it shows a chest piece with it, but
from the ancient world, 375 to 325 BC.
My picture's just as good, so we'll leave it at this one. Yeah.
I would like to know what culture it is, but that doesn't necessarily matter a lot.
Would it be Roman Armouries, considering it's on the page of the Roman Armouries?
Not necessarily.
No, but I didn't realize it was made of bronze, and it was that old. 370 to 325 BC.
The Romans at this point is city-state. I think we are still on the kings.
Mm-hmm.
they don't really do much until the Punic Wars, and the Punic Wars is 100 years or so after this.
Yeah.
But they could be Roman. The Romans are not really particularly, at this point, they are very Greek-like in
Yeah.
what they do. They have a completely different religion and completely different worldview. But their warfare and religion, as parts of their religion, is very Greek-like.
Brutus says it's the universe's way of telling me to go back and reinforce the armpit seam. Is this Greek, maybe, says Albert? Do you think?
It could be.
It could be.
At this time, the southern part of Italy is called Magna Graecia, meaning Greater Greek.
Yeah.
The Romans are basically rubbing their noses against the Greeks all the time at this time, usually to the detriment of the Greeks.
Let's see. I have another one. We're jumping all over the place, though, because my phone could not keep it in sequence. This one, I don't know if it's in that book. I can take a flip through and see if I recognize any more helmets in that book. But this one actually has a little plaque underneath it, which we can still read. It says, well, one, if that's assuming that might be the... Actually, I think the reason I took this was for the chainmail. But bassinet, if that is it, with male aventail,
Yeah,
Northern
yeah.
Italy, probably Milanese, about 1390. This bassinet, if I'm not killing that, is the type used between 1380 and 1420, worn by both sides at Agincourt.
Agincourt.
Okay. This rare example retains its original male aventail, which protects the neck and shoulders. Yeah, because this one looked like a cowl, so anyone trying to null-bind a cowl, there you go. How many increases do you think he needed per row of chains? But no, it's actually the exact same thing if you think about it, constructing that thing as you would be with a needle binding a cowl, because you have to increase outwards. So you almost like go straight out and then down. But anyway, so this helmet, anything particular about that?
Well, it's a war helmet. The reason it has this beak-like thing on the
Yeah,
front
that's a good point.
is that you never ever want an impact to hit directly 90 degrees on a plate of metal, because then you only have the thickness of the metal.
Oh,
But if you tilt it so that you have so that the attack comes in at any kind of angle, you have kind of the vector of the attack has to go through that amount of armor before it actually hurts you, and you have the chance to deflect. So instead of having a 2 millimeter mild steel plate that you hit straight on, you hit on it on an edge, so it becomes more like 4 millimeters. And also, whatever hits it really wants to deflect.
I didn't know that. I just that's a good point about the beak. Why he has a beak. Okay, let's see what the next one jumps to is. I think that's the turban. Nope. Oh, this is a jouster. Okay, so that would be. You'd have to really zoom in to see the helmet on that one, but yeah, he's a jouster in that one. Because you can see he's got the partial plate thing, but that one also seems to protrude a bit at the front, and he only has slits for eyes.
Yeah. No, he just have to think about one particular problem, and that is wooden splints hitting him in the face.
Yeah.
Theoretically, the lance head too, but the lance head would be about the size of my fist and not meant to penetrate anything. One thing that I really didn't get with this thing is that it is so horrendously... it's like somebody who don't know how to use a lance has to have an armor that forces him to hold it correctly.
Yeah.
And then he has no chance at all of moving his attack. You just point him in the right direction, slap his horse on the ass, and go, that the way, boy.
By the way, it turns out the previous one is featured in the book, but my picture's better. It says the Lisle bassinet, late 14th century, one of the finest surviving late medieval bassinets, commonly called pig-faced bassinet because of the protruding snout. And then it goes on to talk about armor during the 14th century was a period of transition from mail to plate armor. This was in response to developments in infantry weapons such as mail-piercing arrows, which also saw shields gradually becoming redundant. By the 1400, knights wore suits of plate armor that were usually covered by close-fitting colored coats or jupons, if I said that right. The bottom and rear of the upper legs remained unarmored. Oh yeah, we'll get into that one in a little bit more though, because I think I have a picture of the one with the winged legs. But they say it's tempting to think that in the late Middle Ages, as some primitive backwater, whilst instead high-grade weapons technology was being applied and used. Anyway, that one I thought that that was what it said about this one anyway that we were looking at. Okay, so then let's see the next one. Oh, I think we've gone gladiator. This one is obviously not in the book because this is part of. Oh yeah, jousting must be invented in Kaupanger, says Torben. Why would Torben say that? Jousting might be invented in Kaupanger. Must be invented in Kaupanger.
Probably.
Kaupanger, Norway, obviously.
Yes. So basically, his well, Torben is originally from there, but he is Sogndal.
Yeah.
And as far as people from Sogndal is concerned, Kaupanger is like the boondocks, the place where the crazy people live.
Yeah.
So he might be thinking, because the armor kind of looks like it's special needs with all the support wheels that you can put on it, that somebody from Kaupanger could potentially use it.
Okay. By the way, Albert had said that the helmet is a sallet. Did I read that right? Sallet, S-A-L-L-E-T, sallet.
Yeah, that's the type of helmet, but I don't know which
That
one
was
he is referring to.
Not this one, one of the previous ones. So we just switched. We just switched to this one. Roger said, by the way, what have the Romans ever done for us other than the aqueduct, roads, empires, etc.? Nothing, I tell you, says Monty Python. That's a good quote. Okay, so anyway, yes, this one. This is one of the gladiators we were talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also has it like wings out at the bottom and the side around the necks, and then of course he looks like a gas mask. But that those eye pieces actually have hinges on them, and you can open them out. So I guess you could see. But yeah, so why are they completely, all these gladiator masks, why do they have, they're like completely all the way down to the neck, these helmets, and eye covering and everything?
Not all of them are. Not by a long shot.
No, okay.
But
Just the ones we see.
as I pointed out, it's a game, and then it has to be balanced.
Yeah.
The people who have lighter armor, like the Retiarios, wouldn't have a face covering.
Yeah.
This is a heavy one, so he has a good covering from
They
his
are like
weapon hand.
16 kilo, weren't they?
He has a big shield. He has some kind of scale mail on the front of his leather, whatchamacallit. Is this a provocateur? I don't remember the names of this one, because many of the heavy gladiators are very similar to each other. And you can basically just distinguish them by the weapons more than the armor. But it's not necessarily meant to be functional.
Yeah.
On the battlefield in something like this, you would get murdered very quickly. But it's a balancing game of how well protected are you, how quick are you at moving, and how good visibility do you have.
Yeah. Here, take a cat.
And here we go for protection over movement and visibility.
Torben says, and here we have an early beekeeper suit. Yeah, no, I think so. By the way, also, jousting must be invented in Kaupanger. It's the only place one can find two persons willing to do that.
That's actually a good point.
And Albert was saying that the jousting armor was the one that had the solid. Let's see, then Rudy says, I guess the reason why most of all the holes are on the right side of the helmet is because most people or enemies are right-handed. We're talking about the jousting one again. And also could be a helmet for a large bird, the jousting ones. Okay, so I'm going to go on a bit more here, though. This is another gladiator one.
I'm trying my beer now.
Oh, yeah, what kind of beer are you having? Here, we'll put it out. It'll be reversed, but that's okay.
I have Hond, as in hand.
Let's see, it's not
Brewer is Dark Inception 2.
Hang on, there we go.
It's a stout, but they're doing this stupid thing with storing it in
Cans?
barrels.
It says barrel aged on it, yeah.
So, oops.
Show us your can. Did you not grab a... If you spill that on my couch, you and the cat will die. That's like a chocolatey foam going on there.
It doesn't smell horrible. I'm not a big fan of this barrel aging thing because it makes the beer taste like you have just poured some cognac in it,
Here's a glass.
which I don't think is a good thing to do to a beer.
Take the glass before you spill that on my couch. You're dripping. This may be the episode Carl dies. All right, so we have to give Carl a beer every episode, otherwise he doesn't come back. This has got a nice color to it, though.
Yeah, and it is comically strong.
Oh, okay, so this is one of the Vinmonopolet ones.
Oh, definitely.
How much is it? It's a small can. 15.8%. Holy crap. Okay, now we gotta look at this one here. It's okay, mirrored. I'm so sorry. I'll try to turn it back when we got this green screen thing off. But it's Hond, Haand, Brygget, which is Norwegian. Dark Inception 2, Hazelnut and Coconut Edition. How do we feel about coconuts, Carl?
It's not a citrus fruit, at least.
Dark Inception 2 is a refined blend of hazelnut and toasted coconut that elevates our premium bourbon barrel-aged stout epilogue. The nutty flavors add complementary notes of honey, almond, and chocolate that harmonize with the smooth, nuanced notes imparted by barrel aging, which you've said you have no faith in barrel aging.
No, it actually smells good. It's a little bit more bubbly
It's a
than
pretty
a
beer,
stout
yeah, Nicky
normally
says.
is. But we'll see. Because
Going back to the salad, Torben wants to know if it's a side salad. So you're almost wearing this helmet behind you. You want to tell us about it? This one's got like a little thingy up at the top here. There.
another gladiator helmet.
These are the gladiator helmets. This is from this trip.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one also has a beekeeper front on it, by the way, but it has a beautiful lady of the sea or something in front on the top, and it's got like this giraffe-looking dragon on the top of it.
This the Trajan helmet, maybe.
That 15.8 went to really quickly, didn't it? Yeah, I think it was Trajan.
Or Trax, as they are sometimes called.
Yeah? Do you remember why there was a woman on the front of it, or?
No. It's not necessarily a woman. The decoration on the front I don't think is meaningful. But it is supposed to have a monster on the top, which this one seems to have.
Yep.
But it's kind of a whole set for to be a Trax or a Trajan. It's a heavy gladiator, so it would have a helmet that is supposed to look something like this, a big shield, and a sika. That's a forward curved small sword or a big knife.
Okay. I found another one that you have to hold the book for. Can you hold the whole book like this? This one I did not take a picture, but since we were on the jousting thing, let's see if we turn the green screen off and then face it forward if my phone wants to do that. Let's see. There. Okay, that did not work. I have to turn it. There. Oh, hold still, camera. Okay, look at that thing. Okay, this one looks like a turtleneck from hell. It is from jousting. But this one we haven't seen anyway, with this really high neck. And this does actually have a commentary about a little comment about the helmet. It's called a jousting helm. The large slot at the front of this frog-mouthed helm allowed the wearer to take aim by leaning forwards and then straightened up to protect his eyes from broken lance pieces. This meant that at the moment of impact, he could see nothing and only feel the hit. This is what I was reading here. So talking about, I don't know, I can try to turn it that way while you're holding it, so you can see it. But do you have any more comment on that? I just happened to notice when flipping through this. Because I did not see that one in there. This big, it does, I like the frog mouth description.
French king died of that. He was fighting in a joust. His opponent's lance breaks, and not the lance itself, but the splinters from the break go into the eye holes of his helmet.
Yeah.
He got an eye destroyed immediately, then he gets an infection and dies.
That was in the TV series Rain. Just saying. No, it's slightly based on history anyway, but yeah, that's exactly how the guy dies.
But that you are super well protected when you are fighting in a joust, but you still have to be able to see. And we don't have bulletproof glass yet, so this is probably the best I could come up with. But this would be meaningless in war. You would be so helpless, it wouldn't even be funny.
Nikki likes my description, turtleneck from hell, and Albert says the frog helm. Well, it is quite fitting. Everybody
also,
sees immediately what it is.
In an actual battle, it would also have a theoretical possibility of drowning in rain.
Yeah. He probably would. And then you've got these other two guys over here.
Toilet seat he has on his head would just fill up with water and he would drown.
These look like crash test dummies.
That is...
and one's like an ogre crash test dummy.
If this is what I think it is, it's actually pretty cool.
This one is for joust as well.
The best...
Or the foot combat, sorry. Said weapons used in this event included spears, maces, poleaxes, or two-handed swords. This type of combat was regulated with a set of number of blows agreed beforehand and taken alternatively by each knight.
Yeah, this is the best...
What a fun way to fight. Your turn.
The best full-plate armors that were ever made were made after the armor had no role on the battlefield anymore.
Yeah.
Because the funny thing is, Italian nobles, they get bored and they want to do funny things. And one funny thing they wanted to do is to duel with halberds, full contact.
Yeah.
And you don't want to kill all your nobles. Ideally, they should be able to survive a little bit of a fight with the halberd.
Yeah.
So they ended up making this super good, very articulate armors.
Trying to turn it to Carl.
After nobody is, except for the occasional breastplate on dragoon or cuirassier, there would be no armor on the European battlefield anymore. It's just Italian nobles having fun.
By the way, Roger asks, the stainless steel helmet, is it dishwasher safe?
If it's stainless steel, it should be.
Yeah, should be okay. And the two-hander commander. I like that one too. Torben says, I know, I almost choked on the cinema when I saw it. Oh, the sad thing with the, let's see, with the death by splinter in the eyeball. Okay, these helmets, we get to some of these. Okay, I just wanted to take a look to see if there was some more. Yeah, all right. That was covered just so that if I have the knowledge here, we might as well just quote it from the book. Okay, yeah, but anyway, so then I know which ones are coming up. All right, next green screen time. Let's see. And then the next helmet that was up is hard to see. Did we do that one? Yes, we did that one. We did that one. We did that beekeeper one. After that, there. Oh, this one's got feathers for bunny ears, but it is also a gladiator and a beekeeper. Why does this beekeeper get feathers?
Strongly believe that this is the same one as we watched earlier. There were two identical ones.
They were very similar. Yeah, they were next to each other though.
Identical.
Oh, okay.
Both of them are provocateur class gladiators, I believe. And they were standing right next to each other.
So why does he get feathers and the other one doesn't? What makes him so special?
He has...
Bunny! Says Red Eastby. That's what I thought too, this bunny-looking one.
He has chickens, I guess.
He has chickens or pheasants. Mothman, says Red Eastby. I think it is Mothman. Hexter says the feathers are for a better signal. Is this before or after you put it in the dishwasher? I like that one. Have you seen the Stockholm Bloodbath movie? I have been meaning to see it. I haven't seen that one. Have you heard of it? I haven't even heard that one. This is what happens when you don't leave a Viking village, except for to go on YouTube.
It's a historical event, if I remember it correctly. And Swedish history is one of the things that are very far down my list of priorities.
Karl's a bunny.
But if I remember correctly, it was some kind of plot to basically take over the Swedish throne, and it's a massacre in Stockholm. Very Game of Thrones, very Swedish, so stupid.
Oh, Karl. Torben says inbuilt lightning rod and Bluetooth. So maybe it could be a little bit Viking, huh? The Bluetooth. Blotan. Roger says, to paraphrase the movie Fight Club, putting feathers on your helmet doesn't make you a chicken.
This is generally true.
Okay, let's get to the next one here. This is another squid-looking guy without the squid. It's Gladiator. But again, whipped out at the side like that, as if it's gonna... And the car! the cat! The ghost cat! But anyway, yeah, so he looks like a merman. This one actually looks a little bit like the one that the guy used when displaying... but it didn't wing out at the neck like that. But the thing is that so he can lift his arm without cutting his shoulder blade into it or something. Because it like flares out, like it would flare out to protect your shoulders, but it's so high up.
It doesn't protect your shoulders. It leads an enemy's blade into hit you directly in the neck. Mm-hmm. And it's gladiators, so who knows, that might be the actual purpose. Because
more blood.
They want to balance their game. They don't really care about these people. To put it like that. I think this might be a secutor, but no, I'm just operating on my kind of flawed memory of... because it kind of blends together for me.
Okay. Next one. What the fuck? This is like a chicken and a submarine had a baby and put it on some guy's head and said, "How dare, fight on!" No, what the hell?
That helmet looks...
It's Gladiator.
It's Mirmillo.
Yeah?
Because I remember I was kind of frustrated because the Mirmillo is supposed to... I thought that
There is the chicken, says Anne Moreau.
the Mirmillo was supposed to have a fish on the top of his head.
Okay.
But then I saw their Mirmillo exhibit looks like this, and there is no fish on the top of his head.
How did they get the red feathers to curl like that?
Just find a bird that is naturally curly. Or use the pubic feathers of the bird.
Oh my God. What the heck is that, said PJ? No, I got to agree. It's an actual thing. But now you can see when his arm is up because he's hitting and he's got the other one's holding the shield up. That big flare out at the neck is kind of covered.
Yeah, but this is another helmet altogether.
Well, it is. This one has a tunnel vision. But
the Mirmillo is a super heavy gladiator designed to fight Retiarius, who is super light.
It's like a mohawk chicken thing here. Reduceby says, yes, Christian II of Denmark killed a lot of Swedish nobles in order to take over in 1520. The movie came out in 2023. So it took him some time to write it.
Yeah, no, I should probably see it.
Yeah, you should.
Dead Swedes are always entertaining.
Oh, the chubby guy in the Fifth Element, says Torben. I think you're right. Even though those are feathers, it looks like a porcupine, says Nikki. I got to kind of agree. It's like a mohawk thing going on there.
No, he is...
There's so many things going on with that hat. I don't know. Somebody should have told him less is more.
He's a very heavy guy with a fairly short weapon. Good shield, good protection, little visibility. Fighting a guy with great visibility, very high mobility, a net and a trident.
Yeah.
So this one is kind of, he's usually paired against the Retiarius.
Okay.
So it's the fisherman against the fish. It's kind of a little Roman joke.
Ah, okay.
But it kind of works because it's balanced.
Except for this guy, he's like, he can only look down at you. And, boy, I mean, imagine if his opponent was taller, how hard that would be. There's some gleaming going on in the background with the cats. Okay, let's see. Got to get to the next one here. Pillsbury Doughboy. Oros, man, Pruda would know. Let's see. Says Nikki. Okay, now we got to get to this turban thing. I actually should have some more pictures of this. This, I think, was supposed to be a close-up, but it's all spread out on my phone here. It's not all next to each other, unfortunately. Okay, well, first there's this one. You want to talk about this one? This one's kind of...
Yeah, oh, the cats are going full contact now.
Yeah.
And she's leaving.
Yeah, no, Zilligard...
Fuzzy actually won a round.
He got the high ground up on the printer there. Okay, anyway, this hat, it looks like there actually is a weapon within this hat. But this is...
It's not one weapon, it's something like 7.
Yeah, and I don't know if this one's cloth. The other one is cloth.
The turban itself is cloth,
but this is a different one than the one with the... Let's see if I can get the... there. Sorry, I had to deselect. Okay, yeah, no, this one is not cloth, but the turban one is cloth. But this one, it looks like it, yeah. If you zoom in, you can see the pin kind of thing. Looks like it's sitting in a little holder, so you could take it out and kill somebody with that.
I'm now starting to see where Games Workshop got their inspiration for the night goblins.
Rudy says, "Can't fool me, Karen. I know a wizard hat when I see one." It looks like this. Oh yeah, and the other one looks like they split the red feather in two, and that's why it curls like that. It does kind of. It's like creaked back on the one point, but yeah. So this one, it was the hard hat version, and I'm still looking for the other one because this is like over 3 photos. But it looks like not all of the photos made it onto the... Well, okay, so it's this one that we're looking at, but I thought I had a better photo of it, but it looks like they didn't all the editing didn't quite get there. Well, maybe it did. It just looks different. Okay, anyway, so this is the turban-looking hat, and this is the one that was actually 7 weapons. There is a thing about this, but actually...
it's...
I think this one is actually in the book, but otherwise I do have a picture of the place card that was next to it because it was... You had told me that this was one of the iconic pieces in the...
Yeah, it is so fantastically goofy. I wouldn't say iconic in that sense, but it is such a unique thing.
Well, it was enough that you said, Karen, you have to see this. Usually you just ditch me, and then I have to figure out where you are later by cell phone. But in this case, you actually made sure you grabbed me and said you have to see this.
Torbjörn knows what a night goblin war boss would have on his head. And that is pretty similar to this. This is the Indian fortress turban.
Indian fortress, yeah. And then, I thought maybe it was in this book, but... Okay, fine. But there were 2 plaques that I took a picture. One for the actual warrior and one for the... Let's see, one. I'm not quite giving up on it yet. I thought it was in here. Because it would be better to read what they wrote about it. One more. Nope. Anyway, okay.
Do you want me to skim the book?
No, it's okay. It's not in there. I looked twice. But there is a plaque. Here's one. And this one we can read as soon as it's up on the screen. Okay. Okay. Akalini Hong, I probably just butchered that as well. The Akalini Hong Immortals are an order of fierce religious warriors. For centuries, they have acted as defenders of the Sikh, I never can pronounce that word. Sikh faith and community, and are well known for their dedication, courage, and martial skill. These elite warriors are recognizable for their dark blue clothes and fortress turbans. Dastarbunga, if I kind of just have to pronounce it that way. Stacked with small daggers or tiger claws and steel-throwing quoits. The quoit was historically an object used in Hindu tradition, but was adopted as a Sikh weapon in the 18th and 19th centuries. Trained warriors could spin a quoit around a finger and hurl it with enough force to cut an enemy's flesh. Then fitted on a turban, a quoit would help protect the wearer by deflecting sword blows aimed at the head. It became a powerful symbol of identity for the Akali Nihong. Okay, so now if I can get that picture back while I look for the other plaque. Let's see, come back here. Nope, that's not it. We'll get back to him though. There's such tiny little images on my phone. Okay, so there you can go. You can see if you can see all those weapons that he was talking about. And then I'll find, I have One more little plaque about this thing, I think, somewhere. Oops. I'm just changing pictures by randomly. There. Let's see.
Carla.
Okay. So then here was the other little writing on it. I believe Fortress Turban or Dastarbunga. I'm probably killing that. India, likely Lahore, the late 18th, Lahore? Anyway, late 18th and early 19th century. The name of this turban comes from its towering shape, numerous weapons, and defensive function. It is made of cane wrapped in dark blue cotton and fitted with 6 throwing quoits, a long plated steel wire, and 3 small steel knives. Turbans like this belonged to Kalini Hong warrior, and I think I did have a close-up picture so you could see that warrior, or that wire, because that's definitely a garrote.
The quoits are
There's the
throwing
close-up.
discs. They are like shuriken, but less efficient, which is really saying something.
Okay, so there you can see a close-up of the wire that's wrapped around, and then you can see, oh, it's got little metal tips
The
on the end.
circular thing you see there is the throwing disc.
Yeah, and there's like 1, 2, 3 throwing discs. There's like this. Oh, there's another one at the top of the hat. Can you imagine sitting there trying to like undress yourself in the middle of a battle? Just a second. Take this.
Now, if this guy starts undressing in the middle of the battle, he does it by killing guys, basically 7 guys.
PJ asks, fitted on a turban or a torban? Definitely on a torban. I could see Torben wearing this, don't you?
I think so.
Okay, maybe on a turban. Torben says, that's a cheap one. I thought it was pretty good. Party pooper. Can't take a hit, Torben.
No, it is such a fantastic.
If you had 7 of those on your head, you could definitely not take a hit.
It's such a fantastically goofy idea. But it also...
That's a Night Gobo's hat, says Torben.
Yeah, Night Goblin, exactly. It's,
Brutus says he wants to place bets on whether or not I'm going to sew this sleeve on inside out. Oh, I got faith in you. You can definitely sew it inside out. But yeah, the coolest, Sio Garcia. Yeah, the hat is really quite cool. I agree with Nikki there. It's so much different. Who would have thought, anyway, that it would have that much feature to it?
This sounds like a drunken cooperation project between a textile lady and a blacksmith. I think I could sell a war turban for probably 5,000 or 6,000 kroner.
Yeah?
I would fucking buy one for 5,000 or 6,000 kroner.
Do not sell him one. He has no money. There's the whole hat again.
We get paid in 2 days.
Yeah, that is not going to last you one trip to Bergen.
No, but why would I want to go to Bergen if I have a war turban?
Because that's where my kids are coming in for Christmas.
But why would I want to meet your kids with a war turban?
If you want to have any future with me. No, not with a war turban, though. Maybe the kids need one. Max says, I got an idea. Maybe you can make a chulo or ear flap hat in Nalbinding. A chulo is a traditional Peruvian ear flap hat. Actually, there are some people that have made that one, and there's some quite different approaches to it. You can find them in the Facebook Nalbinding groups anyway, but flip through and you'll see they're really quite cool. By the way, the Minnesotan hat also has ear flaps on it with a lot of fur. Nothing traditional about that. War Torben, says Torben. Okay, here we're back to Roman again, or no, Gladiator again. This one has a lot of detail on the front of it. We're all over the place because my phone didn't want to do things in order. So yes, another beekeeper, but this one will only for really big bees. But look at all the people sitting on there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the mohawk thing going on.
These are the helmets I see, and I'm disappointed that I don't see the fish, because it means that's one thing I thought I knew about the Murmillo apparently isn't true.
It's like you crossed a warrior with a flying nun. Take off and... Okay, continue, you were saying?
Again, this is a Murmillo helmet. It's one of the ones where I expected to see a fish on the top.
And it looks like there was something there that might have come off.
No, apparently that thing is just to fill up with feathers like a flower bed.
Oh God, another one of those with a rooster.
Yeah, it's the same as this helmet.
So it's for a cocky gladiator.
This is the same as helmet as the Michelin man with all the feathers on his head.
Oh yeah. Okay. Next one. This is another gladiator. It looks a little bit more coif-ish, but definitely has that World War II grenade kind of thing. Not
It's
grenade, but
provocateur or secutor. I don't know which.
why?
And I
Because it doesn't
also
have a
am not.
mohawk, or
I'm also not entirely sure how the hell you tell them apart because they seem to have the same equipment, just tiny differences on helmets.
this one looked like it had an eagle on the front, on the top, but I don't know. I can't remember. But there's like a bird or something on the top of that. And then yeah, no, it's and he's got the gas mask eyeballs.
Now, the detail work on these things are super amazing, considering that they're supposed to be in the middle of the Colosseum, and
Where people can't see that far.
exactly, they can
Yeah.
see the details. Not even the emperor, who is sitting basically at the edge of the Colosseum, would be able to see this unless they come all the way up to the wall.
Yeah. Okay, now we're on. This is a side view of Asian hat, I believe. I thought I had a front view of that one. I just have to find it. I want to say it's not that one. Okay, going back. It's so hard to see these teeny tiny little images on the phone. Yeah, this one. Okay. This one I did take some pictures of his armor as well. Okay, but yeah, no, he's got antlers.
Yeah. This helmet is my answer to everybody who says nobody would ever wear horns on their helmets.
Yeah, no, it definitely has horns on his helmet or antlers. This one I think might have been in that book, but it was some similar.
Your
Nope.
cat might have fucked with your computer a little bit.
Yes, get down on the floor, cat. No, it just it activates. There we go. And then we have to fast forward so that we can see the
It's
end.
kind of amazing to me that, well, this is a samurai helmet.
Looks very samurai. Yeah, says PJ.
It's what it is. But for somebody whose primary weapon that I absolutely love is a very, very cutting focused sword, the katana.
Radismi says you'd get great reception with an antenna like that.
Having something like that on your head would impede your style with the katana a lot.
Do you think you'd get your head caught in the trees? I guess, but you know, if it's Mongolian and maybe there's not a lot of trees up there.
They are Japanese.
Japanese. Sorry, I'm not even close. I'm insulting everybody. There was a section on Japanese, the Japanese sword, Japanese firenam, lamellar armor. This is mostly ribbon work. But there's also samurai, the ancient Japanese warrior class known as the bushi or samurai. The samurai had rights and privileges, but also obligations, including the requirement to fight for and give complete loyalty to his feudal master. From 1192, when Minamoto Yoritomo was named shogun, to the restoration of the Meiji Emperor to political power in 1868, the samurai class effectively ruled Japan. The lesser samurai owed allegiance to their feudal lords or daimyo, great names, who formed the land-holding aristocracy. But this, I might actually have this samurai guy here, or the picture. I don't know if this is a samurai warrior, but it's the one on the page. But I'm assuming that because of the style of this one is quite similar to the other helmets on this page, it's probably, and they're all very close to each other in the the display. So he's
the way a samurai looks is very iconic. It's very hard to mistake it for anything else.
Early Japanese armor were lamellar. That is, the major components were made up of lamellae, small scales of iron or rawhide called seine or sana. The armor was elegant, efficient against arrows, spears, and swords, but was very delicate and easily damaged. The silk laces, yeah, this one looks like laces, soaked up moisture and eventually needed replacing. The armor was also prone to become infested with lice and fleas. I would have not have thought of that. During the 16th century, the increase in scale of conflict in the quantity of the armor needed in the civil wars, as well as the lengthening in of the campaigning season, led armorers to simplify the armor they made. Instead of forming elements from the traditional lamellae, they used solid plates. We catch that in later on, often lacquered to simulate lamellae. The lacing was simplified so it was easier to keep clean and much quicker to make. Helmets were simplified too. The multi-plate types of the Middle Ages gave way to the simple 3 or 5 plate types. These were often decorated with elaborate crests. Sorry, cat. Elaborate crests form of paper mache and lacquered.
Now
Every
watching-
time I knock the cat down, he comes back up, and then I have to knock her down again. And then
Watching Karin trying to read and then throwing the cat off the table 3 times in a quick succession is entertaining.
Okay, so but it didn't really say much about the antenna, or the antenna.
No, but it's
Let's see if we can get that on your head. There you go. How's the
the thing
reception?
with Japanese armor is that it is. And now I have to insult the Japanese a little bit. Is
Is it
that it
ceremonial?
is
Yeah.
style over purpose all the way.
Yeah.
But if you are from a society where you know that the samurai is above you, these are the warrior class. You are not supposed to be a warrior. You're not even supposed to carry weapons. And then you try to go to a rebellion and you see a guy with those fucking antlers walking out of the forest, looking very angry and walking straight at you. He might not even have to fight.
No. Okay, but let's get some more of these if I have. I think I have to pull them up here. Let's see. Oh gosh, yeah. No, these. What about this one here? Big ass horns on his helmet.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. Horns on the helmet in
Oops, sorry.
in a fair fight scenario where you're fighting somebody who's not afraid of you, or not more afraid of you than he would be of another opponent, it's a straight up detriment. It's not an advantage. There is no tactical advantages of having horns on your helmet. But there might be a psychological one. It makes you look bigger, it makes you look meaner, and it
he
makes you
definitely
look
He definitely looks
almost
bigger.
demonic. And that might be enough to make it so that you don't really have to fight.
Thought I had a close up of him, but it seems to be the same picture.
Guess who's back on the keyboard?
Yeah, knock her down, please, instead of just sitting in there and laughing, because eventually she's going to shut off the thing. Moron. Okay. No, I thought I had a closer picture of that, but it's harder to see. I think might have been this one. No, that's the same photo, I think. Anyway, it was hard to photo. So, the 15.8% Carl, how did it taste?
Drunk.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, no wonder you're giggling like a schoolgirl. Okay, well, yeah, here, by the way, you can see the, if you zoom in on that, you can see the lacing that they were talking, probably, I don't know if it would be silk lacing. It takes a little bit for my computer to catch up there. But you can see all that lacing, and I would not have thought about it, yeah, but it apparently it absorbed moisture and would wick away. But apparently you could take this whole thing apart too and clean it and just relace it back. It's like shoes from hell, and you're like, I'm going to join the fight in a minute, Mom. I just need to tie my helmet.
Compare that to what a medieval knight would do with his chainmail. Oh, my chainmail is starting to get rusty. I will put it in this bag made of leather with some sand and some vinegar. And my squires look kind of scrawny, so they need some physical training. Hey, you little fuckheads, take this thing and throw it back and forth until I tell you to stop. It's, I would say that the straight-up chainmail armor with riveted rings is objectively better than any of this. It doesn't, I don't care how much you lacquer your bamboo wood. It's still bamboo wood, and I can punch through it with any kind of sharp object.
Oh, here was the helmet at a different angle, by the way, that previous one. Okay, so now tell me about the blue one we had up just a minute ago, if I can find it again. This one. Same area, kind of. This might have been the lamellar, though. There it goes.
Another samurai armor with the face mask that looks mildly demonic.
His teeth look very silver.
I have to
and very straight. He had a good orthodontist.
I have to say I admire the intimidation factor of this,
I'm intimidated. Look at that schnoz.
but it is not practical.
No.
Uh,
Looks like he's got whiskers, too.
There was a story Colin told me about Portuguese sailors that came to Japan after Japan goes into isolationism, when they decide that, okay, we don't want any more foreign influences. Foreigners are not welcome in Japan. One Portuguese ship, either shipwrecks or in some other way, Portuguese sailors are showing up in Japan. And this is after the Reformation. So their ornament is the rapier and the dagger. The samurai hasn't seen these weapons before. So they decided, well, okay, these are foreigners. They are in Japan. They're not supposed to be in Japan, so let's execute them. But we are very interested in how they use these weapons. So let's execute them by dueling with samurai. And the samurai fight these Portuguese sailors, and in the end, they kill all of them. But they kill an equal number of samurai before they die.
Yeah.
Because their fighting style with the rapier and the dagger, it's kind of hard to demonstrate when I'm sitting down and I have no weapons, is that you hold out your dagger in your left hand, and you hold it so that you can see the eyes of your opponent right above the tip, the edge of your dagger. And then you hold your rapier in your other hand, and you kind of, the theoretical stabbing lines of the rapier and dagger meets at about here. And then you stand like this and you look at your samurai opponent, and the moment he moves, you thrust. And you aim for his throat. And the samurai armor is okay, but you have to have mobility in the neck. If you can't move your neck, you're pretty screwed. And the rapier is a straight up thrusting weapon. So it only has one trick, and that is a pretty powerful thrust. And if that pretty powerful thrust hits a weakness in your armor, this is also overlapping with a weakness in your body, that is your jugglers, that goes like this, then you die. And it's a samurai who's been training sword fighting for his whole life against a Portuguese sailor who just knows this one little thing I told you. Keep the dagger right under the eyes of your opponent. Point the tip of your rapier at the tip, so that it meets the tip of your dagger. And as soon as you see your opponent move, stab. That's all they know. And it worked half of the time.
Peruta says the same principle applied to Japanese castles. The most famous castle in talking before about what you said. The most famous castle in Japan, Himeji Castle. I had to look that one up. It's quite cool. Was never even attacked. So yeah, it definitely looked fierce. And then Roger says when all they have is bamboo, then bamboo beds, bamboo armor, bamboo cookware, bamboo housing. Oh no, but bamboo is a very strong wood actually. So. And then Amaro says, do not underestimate the craftsmanship of the ancient Japanese. They make very good fighting stuff, and those lacquered things were quite strong. They were, and then the shuriken zone. Hi, by the way, that's a new one. The menpo often had an extensive throat protection, which could certainly stop such a thrust. And then Roger says 5% of the time it works, and it works. 50% of the time it works 100% of the time. Oh, Audra's here too, by the way. Yeah, the amount of work that's gone. The other thing I have to say, not only the amount of work that goes into making these things, but they're very lightweight if you have to think about it in comparison to that plate mail. You can barely move with that big Mermillo submarine on your head. Really? That the helmet alone was like 16 kilo, but those...
Yes, but see how much bells and whistles they put on it.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct about this.
I would think it would weigh much lighter.
The full armor of a knight and the full armor of a samurai is about the same thing.
Really? I would think you'd have more flexibility in the samurai one, and...
God, no.
Okay.
Look at the antlers.
But we're going to get into that maybe in a week or two, because I noticed we still have armor to go, but I don't know how much plate mail we'll get into. No, and then there's shields, and then there's I took a lot of detail photos of those.
Just look at the shape of the helmet and the antlers.
On that last one.
This
yeah.
kind of fucks your flexibility pretty hard.
Let's see. Well, yeah, no, that's true. The flexibility with the antlers on your head like that, the big ones.
There is an
Or this
eternal
one.
competition. It's still going on today, by the way, between armor and weapons.
That one.
You want armor that stops most of your opponent's weapons. If that's unfeasible, you just drop armor altogether, as they did in the First and Second World War. They're just wearing helmets. They're not wearing any other kind of armor because they know that the sacrifice we have to make armor that would stop the handguns of our opponents would make us immovable. But then you have inventions like the American flak armor and the dragon scale armor and so on. That makes it so that armor, again, right now, is kind of viable against most type of hand weapons.
Not for kids.
If a SWAT officer doesn't want to die, he can wear enough armor that he can stop most civilian hand weapons.
Yeah.
Military grade weapons, he would have a problem, but it is still feasible. You're just very heavy. You're like.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
The same goes for aircraft, ground vehicles, everything. Right now, weapons are in the ascendance. You don't really bother to armor your naval ships anymore, because any kind of torpedo, any kind of missile, any kind of artillery shot will just punch right through it. No contest at all. But when it comes to infantry, when it comes to actual people fighting on the battlefields, armor is starting to get a point again, because you can make armor with porcelain plates in your carriers that would actually stop bullets from even military grade weapons.
Yeah.
It's not super practical, and you would be super exhausted if you have to fight a whole battle in this. But if your job is storm that building, empty it of people, then we can give you armor that can make you do that job up to 7.62 millimeter counterfire.
Here's another one that's, you can see a little bit of the armor on this one, but this is a different helmet altogether, so we're not quite in the same area here. But to catch up a little bit in chat, actually, they're going back and forth about bamboo and lacquer. Torben says 400 layers of hard lacquer make bamboo pretty hard. The Shuriken Zone says it's true, and the Yori contained a lot of leather and cordage, which were notorious for absorbing rain. Yeah, which what we have read there. Radisby says, I guess these Japanese armors are good against someone else with the same gear. Good protection against the katanas and whatnot. Roger says, if the bamboo armor is susceptible to termites and fire, then my money's on the guy in the metal chainmail. And then Torben apparently painted a Necron warrior to look a bit like Santa. And then the Shuriken Zone replies, the armor was not made of bamboo. It was generally lacquered iron hardware and leather scales. So this is going to be a fun one when we get into those, because there's a lot of pictures of that.
Who was it that said, just look at
yeah,
the
sorry,
chat.
you can. The chat, we have the chat on the computer next to us, so it's easier to read. By the way, the picture I pulled up, I forget which one this is, but you can see some of the lacing on this one anyway. But the amount of pictures I took of the Asian armor is so many that we had to do that. We have to do that one. Radisby, yeah. Swede.
What you say is about exactly, you hit the nail exactly on the head.
The Japanese armors are good against someone with the same gear, good protection against the
Japanese spend basically all of history fighting against themselves, and to a very small extent, the Mongols, the Chinese, and the Koreans. People in Western Europe, people in the Central Eurasian steppes, and the Slavic people fight against fucking everybody.
Yeah.
Except the Japanese, because they're on their little isolationist island. So, what works on a battlefield in Central Europe would work perfectly in Japan, and I would be very, very confused when I saw it because they only spend their time fighting each other. And I'm not saying that foreign wars are better than civil wars, but at least you get more outside influence if you try to fight some people that aren't basically your neighbors. So what I'm saying is that you shouldn't be fighting people from Voss, you should be fighting people from Sweden.
Sorry, Rudisby, I tried. For a minute there, I thought maybe he was going to be nice to Sweden, but no, no, no. Okay, I'm getting a battery warning as far as 20% on the phone. I can't plug it in, but then we might lose
No,
sound.
but the Swedish are very, very good at fighting foreigners.
Yeah.
Much better than the Japanese.
Okay, tell me what we're looking at here now. So this one, I was showing the armor as the lacing that goes in between. But look at the helmet, it's different.
Okay, we are in the Far East again.
Yeah, we're in the Far East, but this is not necessarily Japanese, this one. I am not exactly sure where this one is, but you can see there's you can see the lacing on the inside there in that helmet.
I honestly have no fucking clue. What the fuck am I looking at?
Oh my god, how's that 15.8%, Carl?
It's drunk. It's drunken.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Remember, I gotta have some time to show the Fåberg stitch again too, so.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
You're looking at a helmet
No, but the
with
armor,
lacing.
the armor down here.
Yeah, but we'll get into the armor
This-
another day.
This looks like iron plates, and this looks like
It's
bone?
got like little flaps though, so if you had shoulders.
Are you sure you're
arms.
not in the fantasy?
No, I am not. Oh my god, you're such a moron. No, if you put their arms in there, then this would kind of fit like a shoulder piece. So you can imagine these little side flaps come out. It's.
Yes, but can't I just stab this fucker with something narrow and he would die?
Is that Korean, says the Shuriken Zone? It could be, because this is not from the Japanese display, but very similar. So the whole, I need to get a drink. See, you made PJ thirsty now.
But if I stab this fucker with the bollocks dagger, he would die.
Not for kids. Yeah, he probably has some more equipment on than this. Okay, we're going to get into the armor the other. I'm talking about the helmet. Okay, because there's too much armor to show in another one, so now Carl is examining the computer here while I try to find another image.
I have no idea. The helmet...
You might be seeing double.
The helmet seems to be fine, except it has no facial protection.
All right,
not
what about
even a nose guard?
this helmet? Okay, Carl? This one was the one with the highly decorated mittens and everything. That thing.
What am I looking at?
I'm so sorry, Carl. This one might have been Middle Eastern or Indian. I'm not exactly sure. But it has a lot of detail in that sewing embroidery. I'm assuming this might be more ceremonial than battle.
Yeah,
But it is extremely beautiful.
Ceremonial. If you show up on the battlefield, you are not ceremonial anymore as soon as I get over to you with an axe.
Yep, but zoom in and look at the beautiful detail of the work. It's all embroidered.
Yes, and...
It's a beautifully embroidered thing. And it's got the ear flaps that Max was looking for.
Yes, you would be very warm in this thing, but I would still kill you with basically every weapon I have.
It looks like an armor dress, the other one, and then that's a hat. Okay, let's get you through some more
I
here.
absolutely know that I could punch through this with an axe. I could probably shoot through it with an arrow.
Let's see,
I'm
maybe this one?
reasonably certain I could stab through it with a spear. And here is the thing that makes it completely useless.
Oh, it's going to
I
skip
think
now.
I could cut through it with a sword.
You could. Okay, this one. Here we got some more lamellar looking kind of thing. You're going to have to zoom in. I think the helmet's a little blurry. The armor will go through on another one. But that's lamellar, yeah.
Maybe.
Well, we're still in Asia. This is all...
Is this Mongol, maybe?
Probably. It's possible, yeah. This is all from the Asian floor. So I think that shield is actually... I show it in a different one, but I think that shield might actually be featured on it. Oh, here it is. The whole thing. Oh, hey, there we go. By the way, the previous hat was on there too. Oh, let's go back one. Where did I have that hat? Screw it. It's so hard to see in the small images. No, there it is. Okay, so this hat. Let's go back to this one. This one, it's India. The helmet and the cuirass, the body armor, which they'll show in a different one, comprising a helmet and a cuirass, is made of quilted fabric covered in embroidered velvet. It is associated with the royal arsenal of Tipu Sultan, ruler of the southern Indian state of Mysore. That sounds pretty fitting for a battle outfit, Mysore. From 1782 to 99, an ally of France, he was defeated by the forces of the East India Company and the siege of his capital in Seringapatam in 1799. Is this because he decided to wear a quilted hat with beautiful velvet embroidery?
No, I think it would probably be a little bit more complicated than that. But I'm pretty sure the velvet hat didn't help.
No, but it's quite cool looking. Okay, so that's what it was saying about the hat. And then I thought if we go, yes, to, oh, where was that? Let's see, it wasn't the one on the sky? Yes. Okay, so now we're on this one, and this one's actually mentioned. This is lamellar armor. This is a typical leather lamellar armors of Western China. Lamellae are small plates of rawhide, heavily lacquered to protect them from the effects of moisture, the lacing being leather. Some scales are decorated with carving. These may have formed decorative borders to the armor or may have been incorporated from an earlier coat when the armor was last relaced. The helmet is constructed of laced plates and bordered with leopard skin. Similar lamellae have been excavated from 6th century sites in Chinese Central Asia, and that's what it says about that hat and outfit. So does that answer some of your questions?
I don't really. I imagine it would be something like that, but I didn't really have any questions.
Radisby said, why would they put all that lacing on the outside, though, referring to the last two?
Well, they basically have no choice. The lacing is kind of, because it's lacing, it goes through, so it's both on the outside and on the inside.
Sure, Zikin's own actually points out really well, the last one would make a great helmet liner with the embroidery.
The thing with this is that, yes, you can make an armor out of almost anything. You can make a functional armor out of what's called linothorax. Linothorax is basically layers of linen glued together. But the thing is, to get it up to a level where it can compete with metal armor,
Yeah.
you have to make it so thick and dense that it is probably heavier than a metal armor would be if you just wore that.
Yeah.
So the Chinese at one point used paper armor.
Paper mache, it said, yeah.
The problem with paper armor, it works perfectly fine. I am, as if you've seen a couple of episodes ago when I used cutting with swords and
That's like months ago.
Yeah, it's a while ago. But I know how to do it. I'm not a master in by any definition of the word.
Yeah.
But I know how to make a cut. And I would struggle enormously to cut through a book. So theoretically...
Water defeats paper, says Roger.
Theoretically, if you made an armor that was as thick as a book made out of paper, so basically dense cellulose, I wouldn't be able to cut through it. I would struggle very hard to stab through it. But the problem is, this is just as heavy, if not heavier, than 2 millimeters of mild steel. And I can't cut through that either.
What's it they say when you fold a piece of you can't fold a piece of paper more than 8 times, it becomes too...
That has nothing to do with the price of eggs, but that is correct.
But it would be very tough. Try to stab through the phone book
just
from like a big city.
It's just
They don't make phone
potentiometric
books anymore.
mathematics. I can, with an 800-pound crossbow, I think I could probably shoot through a phone book. But I don't think I have any handheld weapon that would help me to get through a crossbow in one attack. But with my sword, and then a little afternoon, I would turn that phone book into shreds.
Yeah.
But it would take me a lot of effort. But then again, if you walk through a river, or it's raining, your paper armor is fucked.
Yeah, that's what Roger was saying. Okay, I'm gonna get my cord ready because we're down to like 12%. So I'll try to, when we get to the needle binding, show it because we don't necessarily...
Holy fuck, this bear worked. So I'm...
Yeah, no, you're slightly... No, slightly is an understatement. You're pretty schnockered. Okay, let's quickly through the helmets here. This one, Uh, wouldn't paper armor be very vulnerable to a spark jumping from a fire? That's a good point, says PJ.
Not
Mythbuster,
particularly.
did bulletproof armor with 2x or 3x wet foam blocks?
Paper armor would be so
did.
dense that it would be hard to put it on fire. But if it first catches, you're fucked.
Okay, so could you like dismantle this thing from your helmet and turn it into a weapon? Because I see it's got. Oops, sorry, I take my arm out of the way. I see it's got like a.
I don't think you would want to do that because it protects most of your face.
Yeah.
This is a very odd design, but it kind of looks like it kind
Half
of
chainmail. This is where they started adding plates, though.
it kind of looks functional because there is no angle I can put a cut in that wouldn't have to hit metal. The big anchor-looking fucking thing that is covering most of your face is giving you good face protection. Obviously, you can be stabbed in the eyes, but so can everybody, so that doesn't really count for anything. I would prefer a Viking helmet, and I think this is just as heavy as a Viking helmet.
We didn't see any Viking helmets there. There probably was, but
there are only 2 in the world.
Yeah, and they're in Norway.
Neither of them is in the Royal Armoury.
Do your half-orc voice, Carl. Torben says, do your half-orc voice, Carl.
There are only 2 Viking helmets in the world. One is in Oslo, at the Historical Museum.
Yeah, I believe it's a Mideastern helmet.
The Jarl helmet was classified as Viking sometime about 2 years ago.
Thanks, Torben.
And it's somewhere in England. I would guess it's the British Museum, not the Royal Armoury.
Reduce says paper, fabric, or leather would be much more affordable, so you'd be able to protect more people, I guess. So it'd be better in that way.
Well, that's fine for the general, but it sucks for the individual. Now you see, you shouldn't normally have died from this stab, but because I wanted to save some money, you're fucked.
Nah, okay. When we get into the shields, you'll see some of these wicker wrapped ones as well that become quite strong. Okay, so yeah, this one I believe was also Asian. Okay, this one, it looks kind of like your hat if, oops, sorry, I gotta get your face out of there, we can't see it. It looks kind of like your hat if you wore it over a background and dipped it in metal.
The fuck am I looking at?
Yourself, there you go.
No, but...
This one, if you look at, there's looks like script at the bottom. Yep, but no, you're supposed to know what you're looking at. What the hell? This one whips backwards. It's kind of like a back combed.
It looks like an Arabic fist.
It kind of is. I believe that is actually it is an Arabic hat, but I'm not 100% sure. But
what this is made of is
it's metal.
It's iron.
Something.
And it's a helmet.
It's a helmet. Jeez, did you not study? You had one job.
No, but why in the fuck would you design it like this?
I don't know, but I thought it was goofy, so I took a picture of it. Okay, I gotta zip through. We are at 9% of battery on my phone.
Imagine that I'm swinging at this guy's head with a sword, an axe, or mace, or basically fucking anything.
He just gets more long-winded.
The grooves here wouldn't deflect it off, it would deflect it in.
Yeah.
So he would get all the kinetic energy right in his Arabic skull.
Feathers. It's coming up. Take a look. I gotta move you along.
This isn't completely unfunctionable.
No, and I believe those were, I want to say ostrich feathers, but no, blue heron. It's a blue heron, I believe, the feathers. But the chainmail is so fine on this thing. And you'll notice this has kind of got that Argyle pattern. This is the one that we were reading in the book, and you see the Lahore behind it.
Yep.
This one is India. Sorry. The earliest forms of armor from India are of scale mail. Mail and plate armor was possibly introduced to India under the Mughals. Coats and helmets were made from small overlapping iron scales connected by rows of mail links. Coats and large plates the front and quilted linings, trousers, and mails were worn on the legs. In the 18th century, this type of armor was replaced by 4 plates joined by straps. This was copied from contemporary Persian armor. Armor of the butted mail with 4-plate cuirass, which you can't really see in this picture, but I have another one. Helmet and arm guards made in Lahore in the early 19th century.
Oh, Jesus. Well, okay. Early 19th century means
But I have to show you some more of the chainmail on here.
early in the 1800s. So this is okay armor if you're fighting people with swords, bows, and spears.
Yeah.
You're not. You're fighting people with muskets. You're fucked.
Oops, sorry. Trying to see the pictures. I
Carla,
thought I
stop
had a close
screaming.
one up of the... But yes, that's a really... I went really close on it, but you can see all that chainmail, fine as it is actually riveted too. Look how cool. Can you imagine how much time it must have taken to make that thing? It's...
If it was
Will someone please help that cat? Oh, we're trying to get her to the vet, Carl.
no, but
No, she needs
this
to be...
is her normal background. I don't think she's in heat anymore. She's just Siamese. She wants to talk.
Yeah, no, she's
Hi,
going to need
Carla.
to go in a cage in the other room soon. We need more half orc and cowbell. Are you sure that's not Japanese? No, this one actually was, it's in the book.
No,
Here, if you hold it on that, unless I'm looking at the wrong one.
Almost,
India.
Yeah, it's almost certainly India.
But he might be referring to a, let's see, different one. Done. Turn off the green screen. And flip. There we go. This one here. That's the whole thing, but I have a different picture of it. But I saved this part for another episode. But look how tiny.
No, the armor is okay. The problem is that it is too late to the game. At this point, people are using gunpowder.
Yeah. Oops, there goes the...
You would either have to deal with a lot of musket fire,
Yeah.
and depending on what you mean with early 1800s,
Let's see if we can find some more pictures.
early 70s.
Yeah, Carl, I'm down to 6%, so you gotta become a little less long-winded.
Late 18th century, it says here.
Yeah.
So that would be the end of the 1700s, so 1790 and so on, muskets.
This one I don't think we've shown.
When you get to about 1840 and rifles start to show up, it doesn't really matter how good your armor is. If an ordinary peasant can kill you with his basically...
Oh, yeah, that one.
With the weapon he's basically given when he showed up.
Yeah, the blue one looked menacing. Remember that that really decorative helmet? Check out that gear. This is gonna have to be the last one that I gotta show some needle binding, because if I lose, I can plug my phone, but I have to unplug the microphones to do that.
Is this the one I was looking at with all the decorations?
Yeah, this is the one you were looking at with all the dragon decorations in the earlier on. But look at the rest of that outfit. And I did get close up. That's embroidered, all those little diamonds.
Are we in China or where are we?
I can't remember anymore. I have to rewind before you had beer.
Because I'm not familiar with any cultural expression I can see in this. I can see some elements of this that I think would actually work, as long as it is thick enough to work. The pauldrons and the thing that he has around his neck looks like it would actually stop a cut.
Well, this looks very, very ceremonial, in my opinion.
And the thing is, if you put your chieftain, emperor, king, or high priest on the battlefield, his armor is only ceremonial up to the point where he meets the enemy. So to put it in layman's term, if I'm close to this guy with an axe, his armor is not ceremonial anymore.
You can see the Shuriken Stone says you can see the extensive throat protection I was talking about on the Mempo that went with that Kabuto. Oh, that was I think the further one back might have been this.
And we are talking samurai, I guess, but
yeah, this one was samurai. It'll come up in a second for you, Carl. And Roger says the best swordsman can be killed from 50 feet away by the lousiest gun operator.
Yeah.
No, but this is the one he was talking about. Shuriken was talking about.
Richard Lionheart is a very good example of this dynamic. He's basically killed by a kid with a crossbow.
Yep.
And he is probably super good at close combat. And he has probably the best armor in the world at the time. But the crossbow is the weapon that penetrates.
Okay. Sorry, you're not gonna be able to see much more.
This thing, I am pretty sure with a sharp enough point, I could kill him if I hit him right beneath the chin.
I have to turn this and turn off the... Okay, Carla, that's enough.
Carla, come to me.
Let's see, turning it. Okay, there we go. We can see a beautiful view of my sock and the side of Carl's tunic. And some needle binding. So I am at 3%. I'm going to have to unplug my microphone to plug the...
3% on your phone?
Yes, you moron. That's why I'm trying to shut you up and get you to go faster.
Go and have a cigarette.
Okay. No, you can go and have a cigarette. But the thing is, the last time we changed the sound output, or the audio input, I should say, in the middle of a YouTube sending, Carl ended up having to do Viking charades.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, we're not going to do that. But at least I can show you this without sound, and then we just go after. But the stitch of the month is the Fåberg stitch. So this is kind of like Mommen, but done differently. Mommen, you have 2 stitches behind, and you go forward through one on your thumb. This one, you're going...
It's the same, but different.
One from behind. It's similar. It's like the opposite anyway, but you go one behind your thumb and then through the 2 on the front. So now it's 2%. I'm going to change the sound output, and we'll see how this works. If I lose you, we are going to be doing this stitch all month. And thanks for playing, by the way. Nice to see some new names too. Okay, let's see how this goes. It might just make it quiet. There we go. So I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm at 2% and charging. But it's either my phone is picking up or it's completely silent. I don't know. If you lose us, bye, says PJ. Okay. Let's see. Turn off the green screen thing. Okay. You can hear me. Oh, good. So then it switched over to phone. So that's good. So we got to get to the needle binding part. There has to be needle binding in every episode or I go nuts. So if you either needle bind, join along, or you need to stitch and bitch about armor while needle binding. I decided, because this is fairly thin, to use F2. But I don't know if the Fåberg has F1 or F2, any connection. It doesn't really say. But so what I'm doing is taking one new one and one old one from the previous row. And Roger, PJ, once you were lost, but now you are found. Okay, but then I have 2 loops on the front of my thumb. So I'll be taking 1 loop away, the 3rd loop, which is, if you look at here, this is the leader yarn. This is the 1st loop on my thumb, 2nd loop on my thumb, and the 3rd loop is the one that's behind my thumb. So 1st loop goes on, 2nd loop on, and the 3rd one's away. So F1, F2, 3rd loop away from me, and then turn and go forward through the 1st and 2nd loop and under the leader yarn, and that is Fåberg. And I told you the story last week about Patricia. She had heard that it was called the father stitch the way she was taught, and a bunch of us were kind of confused. This was a huge debate that almost got ugly because we hadn't heard of the father stitch, so we were all quite intrigued about this. But then we figured out what she was making was the Fåberg stitch. Maybe she starts it a little differently, but the start has nothing to do with the name of the stitch. But the way I see it, Fåberg is spelled F-A with a circle over it, B-E-R-G. And if you don't know the sound A with a circle over it is, so let's say you Americanized this or made a very English, this is what happens when you have too much yarn. And you pronounced it ah, A with a circle over it. If you pronounced it ah, then it would be Fåberg. But then you don't know how to pronounce berg. In the United States, we say berg. So then it would be Fåberg. What did I do there? That wasn't an F2. Yeah, it was. Okay. Fåberg. And if you say it much quicker, it sounds like Fåberg or father. So I think but this was a stitch that was taught to her. Let's see, put one more there. Which was taught to her by somebody who said it was called a father stitch. So this is a way that things are passed down. So if that person learned it from somebody who didn't pronounce it quite correctly or what, I don't know. But I think this one is quite interesting because of that story. So it's always kind of rung a bell with me. Carl?
Yes?
Over on the table there, by the right where I was sitting, there's on top of a box is some orange mittens. Can you grab those? The unfinished mittens. I should probably put that on my stash busting list. They can hear, by the way. So if you want to bitch more about armor, I can see if I can find a few more helmets.
Are these the mittens in question?
Yep. So these I did in Mom and Stitch. Mom and Stitch is where you have, like I said, 2 behind the thumb and 1 forward. Where this is the opposite, 1 behind the thumb and 2 forward. Except for this is slightly thicker yarn, but you can, and I made them this way up, and this is, so they're going in the same direction, but you can kind of see a little bit of a difference. It almost looks like this part is more defined in Mammen than here in Fåberg. But other than that, I'm not too sure. I would have to try it with the same thickness. But when this hat is done, which isn't much left now, try it on, Carl. Let's see what you look like. And let's see if I can get the camera to go up. There you go. Yeah, it's almost done. So for Carl, it's slightly longer than a yarmulke. But yeah, so I'm almost done. So when I finish that, then I can try to make the opposite hat or something with it. Okay, you can hand me the hat back now. He's playing with the other cat. We have way too many cats now. We're like 3 cats away from being a crazy cat lady. And anyway,
So you're telling me we can have 2 more?
No, you cannot have any more damn cats. No, anyways, it'd be kind of interesting to see when something's made with the same yarn, how it would look. But there, 3rd one from the end goes away and then forward through the front too. That's if you're not using your thumb. I like to catch it on my thumb though, because it keeps my gauge even. If I Nalbind without my thumb, then these can be like longer, shorter stitches. But that is the Fåberg stitch. So it's most people are used to doing finished stitches. This is a finished stitch, finished 2 + 1. So I thought it would be nice to have a slightly more familiar looking stitch. Because we're getting close to Christmas now and people got to make presents. So if you feel like trying it. But see what you think, and then you can always have that little story in your head about the father stitch or the Fåberg stitch. I thought that was just kind of a nice story. Well, actually it got quite ugly. But anyway, it was a nice way to demonstrate, though, how the names of things can change over time based on pronunciation. Ta-da! Okay, I'll catch up with a little bit with chat here. Question for Carl, says Roger. What's up with all these seemingly disconnected ancient cultures, Aztec, Asian, Roman, Greek, Celts, that have a fascination with the snake, serpent, and dragon, and you might have to face the... Sorry, let me see if I can turn this. Because I need to... let's see, and then my double tap makes sure... There. It might have to face you now that we're using the phone microphone, but they can hear you, so that's good. Question for Carl.
Well, I can only speculate here. But the thing with serpents is that the serpent sheds its skin. So it seems that a lot of culture thinks that serpents are immortal because they will just kind of show up again in a new skin when they die. So
Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
they're also fascinating because they are scary. It's a very common human phobia to be afraid of snakes because it's kind of ingrained into our survival.
Indiana Jones didn't like snakes. Why does it always have to be snakes?
It's kind of ingrained into our survival instincts to avoid the fuckers because they might be poisonous. And something that scares us is something that will fascinate us. Because we kind of want to be in charge of our own destiny. And by allying with the thing that scares you, you're kind of in control of it. So, I don't have it. It's over there somewhere. My Viking jewelry. I was collecting snakes for a long time. Snake
Yeah, we showed that on YouTube this summer.
From finds from mostly jewelry, but also some other things from the Viking Age. And Vikings think of the serpent as cunning and evil, generally. It's kind of hard to say exactly what makes everybody fascinated with it, but everybody is afraid of the serpent at some level.
PJ makes a good point.
From us here in the north, the only poisonous serpent we have is the viper. And the viper isn't that poisonous. It's just, it's basically more likely, you are more likely to die from a bee sting than you are from being, from dying from the bite of a...
Makes a very good clarification. Not poisonous, but venomous.
Yeah, that's correct.
You won't die from eating a poisonous snake.
You might, but you would die from eating a poisonous snake. But yeah, the point is that
Yes,
they are dangerous to you.
Torben, sorry. You were stroking your... I have to stop now, says Torben. Not for kids. We're messing with your drunk head.
Up here, we don't have any serpents that would actually kill you with a bite. You could theoretically die from the bite of a viper if you're like 2 years.
You have the black adder.
Well, that's the viper, yes. Hoggorm in Norwegian.
Hoggorm, yeah.
If you are like 2 years old and you get bitten by a young one that doesn't know how to control the amount of poison he is giving you.
Torben wants to know if you've ever eaten a hoggorm. Blackadder.
No.
We just wanted to know. And everybody thinks it's cute that you're playing with Zilly. This is Godzilla.
Yeah.
Godzilla does have a little extra growth here, but this will get removed at some point. It doesn't bother him. Just so you know.
He is the boss of the cats.
He
The
is.
other 2 cats don't mess with him. They fight each other all the time, but not him.
No. Nope. Godzilla is definitely...
He's not normally this snuggly. What he usually does is that he finds he finds the high ground, and then he just observes the other 2.
Yeah.
And if either of them decides to mess with his high ground, he just beats them up. But
Do you want me to see if I can find another helmet on here, by the way, since we haven't lost anything? By connecting to the... let's see. The world's smallest plate mail, or... this guy is probably less than 12 inches. It'll catch up. But he has that helmet with the beak. But that's it was a model basically to show what the whole thing would look like. But
bassinet,
the bassinet
helmet.
thing, yeah.
This is not tournament armor. This is actual battle armor. And this kind of works.
Max, you can have long hair if you want to, Max. Oh, I just realized when it's facing the couch, it might not be able to pick you up very well. You can have long hair, even if your sister says cut it, you can have long hair. Carl had long hair until he forgot to comb it, and then we had to cut it. But it'll grow again. Carl is getting very, very... What is the tuft of hair on his neck? Yeah, that's the... He had a... What do you call that? A lymph?
He has kind of...
We call it his extra ball. His extra testicle. Let's see if we can turn this off and you can see him. But it doesn't... It's just an extra... It's like a fatty growth, but it doesn't bother him. It's not connected to his skin. It just needs to be cut and surgically cut and sewn back.
Oh, we have 2 cats that really needs an
That's what that is,
appointment with the
anyway.
veterinarian.
Yeah, so this one needs one, but it doesn't bother him. So it used to kind of go away a little bit, but we found out that was when Fuzzy was scratching him. But no. Anyway, but it doesn't bother him at all. But we'll take him in to see the vet and have that removed because it's probably got to be annoyingly heavy. Sorry. There. Okay, let me see if I can find you another helmet that we haven't shown. There's so many helmets. It was like 59 pictures, but some of these are the same. Did we do this one?
You will see the same fascination with the wolf and the bear and the boar, by the way.
Oh yeah, we did do this one.
Snake.
Yep.
Oh, that's the guy with the
Yeah,
mustache.
we did that one. And that one we did. Okay, so I have to see. This one, it was the most boring looking helmet. Quit snuggling the gimbal. The most boring looking helmet, but it looks actually like it'd be quite efficient. It also has little holes around the edge of it, like it was able to have chainmail or something attached to it.
Yeah. No, this helmet, as long as you protect the face, it's a fine helmet.
Yeah, you can see all the, I mean, it's almost like a coif in, looks like maybe it did take one blow to the side of the head, though. There's a puncture wound over there. Maybe it wasn't as good as we thought.
Oh, stop fighting.
Cat fight on Carl's lap. No, it doesn't look painful to him, that little spot. It's just, has to be. We'll see you, Anne. A lot of people have to get going. It's, we're on, oh, I thought you were talking about Carl, about the extra testicle. E.T.
How many testicles do you think I need, woman?
I have no idea. This one, I think, looks better in a picture. Okay, if you can get the cat out of the way. That might not be the one I'm thinking of, but there is one helmet I want to end on. It's called the Lion Armor. This is not the Lion Armor, by the way. Let's see if I can find. There was maybe one more picture of it. It was really impressive.
Yes. Be nice to her. She's your sister now.
All right, let's try turning off the green screen. And there we go. And turning it and pointing it down. This gimbal does not want to do what I want to do. I can show the, whoops. Ah! Thing. All right. Put that on the ground. All right. It's telling me to change the orientation. So I don't know if it's better, but okay. This is the Lion Armor. Yeah, look at this one. You have to hold it up. This orientation is locked. Rotate device back, but I don't. It looks like it's fine on the TV, so on the screen there. Let's see if we can get hold it up more so the glare. There we go. So this one, you can see the shape of a lion's head up here. There's the nostrils, eyes, and then all that decoration on it. This is, it just happens to be the cover photo of the tournament section, but it had a really close-up picture of it. But it is also further on in the beginning of the book here. I don't have two hands, Carl does. Can you flip until you find that? There it is.
What?
This is also the same thing, the Lion Armor. Let's see. If we hold it like that. Okay, yeah, that's the Lion Armor, which is Italian or French, 1545 to 55. That's probably why it's so beautifully decorated. Look at, you got even an armor or a lion's head on the shoulder. This armor was probably made for Henry II of France, perhaps inspired by a similar one made for his father Francis I. The Damascened, I cannot pronounce that, an embossed lion's head decoration is characteristic of the mid-16th century Negroli armors. During the late 18th century, this armor was exhibited as King Charles II in the Tower of London display, known as the Line of Kings, an open-faced helmet of Bourgogne, if I'm saying that. Matching this armor has disappeared without trace, but it's known from a drawing in the Royal Armouries collection. But anyway, that one I thought I had to kind of end with, because that one was a really, really, really heavily detailed helmet. But maybe I go in a little closer.
So is this a replica then? If I lost
I don't know, that's what it says. I've just read that section right there. But I don't know if it's covered in this tournament section. But you can see it is there as well. It says this gallery shows some of the Fearsome weapons used and the special armors developed for protection. Different competitions. Tournaments were extreme sporting events that were often organized to show royal or noble power. Like modern elite sports events, many tournaments were also lavish displays that brought together competitors and spectators in the far and wide. So this is just happens to be the picture they used for the cover section, but the other one was the one that was talking about. But that thing is an immense amount of work.
Now, the thing with both gladiators and tournaments is that the things that work for the competition.
Henry VIII. No, it's actually Henry II.
France, not England.
Show us Karl's army. I can't even get up there.
The thing with tournament and gladiator armor is that it is not exactly.
Let's see.
It's not necessarily optimal for an actual combat.
I don't know if
it's
you can see
optimal
it up
for
there.
the thing that it is made for.
That's Karl's army.
There's no army there.
No, there's a couple of unsprayed pieces.
Exercise.
No, this is just so that Torben can make fun of you. Okay. There. I'll put it back here. So, who thinks I need to put Karl to bed? Or at least feed him something to absorb the alcohol? No, but we've gone on quite a bit. It's already 9 o'clock now, and we started at 7, so we're at about 2. We've had 2 hours. I can do math. So we should probably get going. But we did actually get through all the. We just didn't get to charge the phone completely, but we got through most of the helmets. So now the next thing we get to go through is I wanted to go through the armor. I can do a little flip through the book here. Sorry about all the shakiness. Oh, we're extremely zoomed. I do have pictures of the elephant armor. That one we showed a little bit the first time around. Here, hold the phone just like that, Karl. Without putting your fingers in front. There we go. Then I can kind of flip through this.
Holy fuck, your phone is warm.
I know. It's because it's charging. And it's incredibly full of pictures. Oh, we didn't talk about that helmet, Karl.
British police helmet.
Yep. How would that protect?
I don't know what it is made of, but it's not meant to kind of stand up to actual combat.
Metropolitan helmet to use on a moped, for use on a moped after 1952.
I would guess it's a padded steel helmet then, so it would probably give pretty good protection.
Yeah?
Again, at least not against the bottles and stones the hooligans will throw at you.
Okay, let's see. I did get into shields. This is one of the shields that was, I did take quite a few pictures of shields. But the thing is, once we hit about 30, it's definitely enough for one episode. But it turns out
like
the helmets was like
buckler,
59.
Not a shield. But...
No, but and there's our guy on the horse. And I did take up some. This will probably be the last thing we go through is these kind of armors because there's so much detail to be admired. Even took you can't see it very well, but I took some detail photos of those. That could be Nalbinding. It is a knot. There was this guy's outfit too that we saw his helmet. That was laced with blue silk made for a member of the Sakakibara family, 16th century. And then we talked about that one, but these ones I have pictures. So that's one's another episode. I don't think I did get a picture of that one, but I did take up some close-ups of the lamellar one that we showed.
That one smells Chinese, but I don't know what it is because I can't read
Chinese, Central Asia. This one is, for the quilter lover in you. I absolutely love this one. My mom would wear that. And there you got some more shields or buckler or whatever you want to call it.
No,
then the horse armor as well we got into. I've got lots of pictures of those that we'll get into. But these, I do have some plate, but I didn't do the horse ones. But I took some photos of this one, especially the one that is the significant one with the error in it. That one is worth discussing. I misread that as toilet armor. I'm like, how? How do you do it?
Henry VIII's
quilted armor, yeah. This one's going to be a fun one.
For The Field of Gold Cloth, if I remember correctly.
This is going to be a fun one to look at. But yeah. So we did take, I think, 1 or 2, and I think we took a couple of pictures of the jousting ones.
Carla.
Carla is being
Come.
nuts. We did all the guns, a lot of the guns. That one looks like a Viking kind of helmet, but not quite. A little similar.
It's a Spaniard helmet of the Norman style.
Yeah. Oh, but they have a large Viking sword and a throwing axe, Frankish type. And this is it doesn't actually say what the helmet is, but probably Anglo-Saxon. But that's the Middle Age, so they try to cover it.
No, I would say it's Norman.
This helmet we didn't talk about.
Greek, Corinthian style.
Yep, bronze Corinthian helmet. Good boy, about 650. I like the shield. I did not see that shield in there, though.
No, they probably don't have an original because this would be very, very old. But it's Greek hoplite shield with a bronze facing and decoration
It's almost
on
like
the
he
front.
could see it, but he can't read that far away. Oh yeah, we didn't do helmets with brooms.
Those mostly belong in antiquity. So Greeks and Romans.
Yeah. There's another angle of the beak helmet. The bassinet. The side view. How about this one? Bring out the gimp.
This is not the bassinet, I believe.
No, that was the bassinet down here. It says Lyle bassinet. I'm talking about this one, the gimp.
I would say combat helmet, not tournament helmet.
Urukai! Saxon or Norman, isn't it? Yeah, I think you were right, PG, on that one. But yeah, so I did have some pictures of male armor. There was the buckler as you were talking about it. And I took some pictures of...
I call that helmet,
this I took some
helmet
pictures of,
Norman and not Saxon is that it is pointy. Because that's an evolution of the helmet. The head gets more pointy to deflect blows from angles. Against the Viking and Anglo-Saxon helmets that are mostly rounded.
That one I
as
also
in
took a
the
photo
Sutton
of.
Hoo helmet and the Jarmundbu helmet have round heads.
Yeah.
But the Norman helmets are generally more pointed.
Yeah. Let's see, we'll turn this back. Okay. Then I got Carl. But, okay, so, yeah, everybody's going to
Then
get...
I got Carl, she
Then I got
says,
Carl.
and
There he is.
films the wall next to me.
They won't know the difference. No, anyway, they're hanging on, you guys. Are doing really well. Still 14 hanging on. But, yeah, no, so there's a lot more to go through. I was hoping to do the mail, but there was just the helmets alone was a lot.
When it comes to anything military, from hand weapons to armor, to ships, to aircraft, to basically fucking everything, you have to make a balance between being a show-off and being actually efficient. And I would say that the thing that people...
Yeah, PJ's nodding off now, too. We got to get going.
The thing that people generally manages in the Western Europe, in basically our region, is to balance this shit.
Yep.
Because if they decide to go show-off in India or the Far East, they make something that is completely unusable in actual fight. But it looks really cool. But when they try to go complete show-off in Western Europe, you end up with something like Henry VIII's helmet, with the glasses and the horns and the stupid little teeth and the nose. It's okay, it's super ostentatious, and it looks, from our perspective, silly. From their perspective, probably scary. But it's still 2 millimeters of steel that encloses his entire head. So it still bloody works. It's just a lot of bells and whistles that don't really serve a purpose.
Could take that off, it's not even connected. So I think basically we have probably 2 more weeks to go through fix photos, and then I think we're done. And then we have to figure out what else we can do indoors because there's no light outside. But anyway, we should get going because people have fallen asleep and they probably want to...
We have been doing this for how long now?
Over 5 years. We're almost at episode 300.
Yeah.
We're at week 294 now, so we're almost
And,
at episode 300.
Right now, we have the pictures to go through. But after that, we're going to run out of material pretty quickly.
We can, well, they might be tired of the green screen thing and the vertical.
And we have to stay in a house with the screaming cat in the background.
Yeah, she's got to go. She has to be in another room next time. I swear to God. In 2 weeks, it'll be Thanksgiving, says Roger. We do have a chicken. A frozen chicken. A whole frozen chicken. We could do like a mini turkey episode.
Do you want to do a cooking episode on YouTube?
No, but we have to make that sucker and see if you stuff the hoo-ha of the chicken, if it tastes as good as the turkey.
The reason I'm making this spiel is because I want them to come up with something we can do when we're out of run out of pictures.
Well, in about 2 weeks. Yeah, I think we have enough
Because
pictures for 2 more, but the armor pictures are a lot.
We are very smart and creative people.
He's a little drunk, I'm sorry. Yeah.
We are very smart and creative people. But it doesn't hurt to get some good ideas from these fuckers.
Yeah, no, we need some fun ideas, yeah. So they came up with the gumbo, which we tried, which was good.
Don't sacrifice yourself on doing a stupid cooking episode with the turkey woman.
Okay, before he cocks this up with his cooking. No. Anyway, but yes, we will definitely give it a go. I just pulled out the plug, but we have still 16%. But we got to go. I'm going to shut him up and feed him and put him to bed and maybe kill that one over there.
Don't touch my
We need to watch you spread the chicken legs and cover it in mayonnaise, says Peruta. Yeah, no. Say goodbye, Carl. We will see you next week, and I will try to be at 6:30 if our ride is late or something.
15.8.
50. It was just a small box too, Torben.
I was
lightweight.
so sensible when I started
Viking cooking lesson, says PJ. You can find out how would a Viking. I don't know. We need a big fire, and a pit, and some rocks.
No, that's Neolithic migration era thing.
Yeah.
You have very few cooking.
I shouldn't have started him. Now he's going to keep going. I got it. Okay. Bye. We'll see you next week. Either 6:30 or 7 o'clock if we're running too far behind, and I'll get my gimbal under control. And I'm so sorry. Okay. Thanks for hanging in there. See you.